Thank you for choosing to review a quick demonstration of the Offsider estimating system. This screen is the first screen that you will be met with when you open the Offsider program. It is what we call the Job Manager screen. To create a new job, you click the Create icon and add a job which can be up to 20 characters long and can contain alphanumeric characters. Click OK to add the job to the job list. On the right hand side, you can fill in information for that particular job, including client's name, address, site address, etc. Other information that may be of interest at this stage is that the software can automatically add a 10% GST or VAT. You can also add a job markup to the job. For example, I can add 8.5, which will add an 8.5% profit margin to all rates I enter into the estimate. You can also enter a floor area at this level for the software to calculate a cost per square meter on the overall job and each trade. At this stage though, with this basic information entered, we can now open the estimate and begin to add data to the job. To open a job, you can double click, highlight the job and click open, or press the F1 key. By pressing the F1 key, it will open to you what is called the job summary screen. Each job typically has 4 levels of information. Job summary is where you would list your trades. This can be shortened by you creating a master list of your trades, which you can copy from a master database. Here is a screen that I can call up from the price list, which allows you to add trades on the fly. Click OK to drag those trade names into your estimate. At this level, you can enter a budget for a trade, for example, $5,000 for the preliminaries trade. Each cell also allows you to put in calculator type functions. For example, I can enter 2 times 2500 and press enter. And you'll see my budget appears as 5,000 in pink. And at the bottom, I can see what the formula is I entered to calculate that result. You'll also see a markup column is available where I can add a markup on an individual trade. Typically this is a summary screen and no further data is entered at this level. To break up a trade into its individual items, I can either double click on a trade, use the down arrow to view the next level, or press the F1 key to go into a trade. If I double click, it takes me to what is called the trade breakup level. At the trade breakup level, I can enter items for a particular trade. Items can be added on the fly by typing in an item description, or once again could be copied from a master price list or estimate. Here I have a database of items with some rates. If I was interested in these items being part of the estimate, I could highlight these items and click the option to transfer entire row. There is also an option here called Maintain Link to Price List. If this option is ticked, the rates have a live link back to your database. Clicking Transfer Entire Row will drag the items into the estimate. Quantities can then be inserted. There are 4 ways to enter quantities. I can type in a quantity, for example 100 cubic meters. You'll see the software will automatically multiply the quantity by a rate to give you an item total or budget for that item. The second way to enter a quantity is I could type in a small calculation into my quantity cell. For example, I could say a slab may be 15 meters long by 8 meters wide by, let's say, 150 mil deep. By pressing enter, you'll see the software will automatically calculate the 18 cubic meters required, and if I put my cursor on that cell, I can see what the formula is I inserted to achieve that result. The third way to enter a quantity, if I blank the 18 out and double click in the quantity cell, it takes me down to what we call a calculation sheet. This is the third level of the program. In the calculation sheet, I can enter dim sheet information to calculate a quantity. For example, slab maybe 15 meters long by 8 meters wide by 150 mil deep. We could say there may be a second slab for a garage, which may be 6 meters by 5 meters by 0.15 again for 150 mil. And there may also be a deduction for a staircase in the main slab, which may be, say, 2 meters by 2.5, 0.15, and I can put a deduction or a negative symbol in the far right column. You'll see the software will automatically calculate the required quantity at the bottom, and by default the software will round up this quantity to the next whole unit when we leave level 3A and go back to level 2. The 22 cubic meters is returned to the quantity column. You will note that the quantity appears in blue, and that simply means that you have calculated or built up the quantity underneath that cell. By double clicking, I can view that information again, easily change one of my lengths or more of my lengths, close the level again, and you'll see it updates the quantity automatically, which updates your item total. The fourth way of calculating a quantity is through the use of a material takeoff software or digitizer program, which will be discussed in another tutorial. You'll see the software will automatically build up the rate or the total for that particular trade at the bottom of the screen. And when you leave level 2 back to level 1, the budget is brought back to this level. I can then close the estimate, back to my job manager screen, where I'm informed that my raw cost is $30,650 for my estimate at the moment, and my final cost, including a markup of 8.5% and a 10% GST, which is added always at the end as the last markup, gives me a total of 36581. The cost per square meter, based on our 100 square meter floor area, is $366. That ends the basic tutorial for the Offsider estimating system.